it's Stacy with Limelight AZ. So, last close to a week, I have slowly felt like I was getting worse and worse, especially the pain in my hands. There's two kinds of pain. There's one that is just muscle pain. If you've ever held something really heavy for a long period of time and then put it down and your hand is just stiff and achy and just painful, that's often one of the Lyme symptoms that I deal with, or used to prior to bee venom therapy, except that it's for my whole body and it doesn't really go away, or didn't prior to bee venom therapy. And so I had started having that symptom kind of resurfacing over the last week. And I'm like, no, I was enjoying my break from it, waking up every morning, enjoying opening my eyes instead of opening my eyes and going, oh, another day filled with pain. That's one of the symptoms I deal with. The other symptom that I deal with is just muscle weakness. I have the muscles there, but they are maybe not how they used to be. I mean, I agree that I have muscle weakness to the point that I've had muscle loss at this point, but not enough so that I shouldn't be able to lift my arms and lift my legs and lift my head and, and one of the symptoms with Lyme, when there's flares or herxing or retracing or whatever it might be called at that particular moment, is feeling like my arms and legs and even sometimes my head feels like 1,000 pounds. It's so heavy. It's like having cinder blocks attached to my legs if I were able to walk. Just trying to lift my legs is sometimes so difficult even to flip over that I need to get help moving my legs. And again, that's a Lyme symptom. That's not a case of not having enough muscle mass. It's just a Lyme symptom. I can't explain it other than saying that it feels like you have weights attached to your body, but you don't. And that's a really common Lyme symptom. So I wanted to also explain a little bit about being bedridden. There seems to be some confusion, and not that what I don't know how to say this correctly because I don't want to offend anybody. I know that everybody trying to give suggestions and stuff, and I'm open to suggestions, but trying to explain the gravity of what I'm dealing with is a little bit precarious. I'm bedridden. I cannot get out of bed. It isn't a case of I don't feel like getting out of bed or a case of I'm not exercising enough so that I can't get out of bed. I'm in bed because of the Lyme disease and because Lyme has done something to my body, which I can't quite explain correctly, that prevents me from getting out of bed. I am not a person that just doesn't feel like getting out of bed. That is not my personality whatsoever. I mean, to give a couple of examples is I am a headstrong person and I go after what I want. I want out of this bed, and I know that the best way to do that right now is to let my body rest and not push it. If I push it, then I start having more inflammation in, let's say, my knees or my other joints that it makes it impossible to even flip over in bed. I have, when I had Nissa, and she is now a little over a year. When I had Nissa, I ended up with a unexpected C-section with her. And one of the things that the nurses told me right after I had her is I'm going to have to start doing walks to get circulation going in my legs properly. Because after you have the C-section, they put something on your legs that pumps and gets the blood moving because of the medication from having been in your system. But then you're expected within 24 hours or so to get up and start walking. Well, the nurses were in shock because they had never seen somebody who got up on their own without prodding and without complaint and went for walks. I am a person who values her health, and I may have been overweight for a good portion of my life, but now I know that that's partially attributed to the Lyme disease. Not because I didn't care about my health at all. I mean, I enjoy the outdoors. I enjoy exercising. I enjoy going for walks. I enjoy eating healthy food. I enjoy eating unhealthy food too, just to be honest. But I enjoy treating my body nicely. And so me being bedridden, and I mean really, really bedridden, like I cannot get out of bed, is not a choice. And it's not based off of bad decision making. It's based off of, I have Lyme disease, and being bedridden, if you look at many stories of people with Lyme disease, they are frequently bedridden for a period of time. I mean, even Avril Lavigne was bedridden with Lyme disease for 5 months. If you don't know who she is, she's a singer. And I mean, being bedridden with Lyme disease is common. And it's not a case of you're just too tired, so you don't feel like getting out of bed. Yes, being tired is a very serious side effect of Lyme disease, but it's not the reason you're not getting out of bed. It's because your body doesn't work. I mean, even to sit up for many months, up until 2-3 weeks ago, I went from January till 2 or 3 weeks ago, so the end of June, swinging my legs so that I could get out of bed because I don't have enough strength in my arms to push myself off the mattress. I had figured out how to be bedridden, but still able to get out of bed for many, many months, for half a year. My body at this point cannot take it anymore. And so the swinging legs to get out of bed just isn't working. I don't have enough strength. Again, we're not talking amount of muscle mass in my arms. I have the muscles there, but the strength, because of what the Lyme is doing to my body, is not there. So I don't have enough strength to push myself off the bed. I don't have enough strength to stay sitting upright for very long. I have occasions even, especially after doing bee venom therapy, that when my body is trying to herx, that I cannot, or I can, but I barely can lift my head. I've had to have my husband move my head a couple of times because my body just weighs so much that I can't move myself. And you know what? It's terrifying to feel like you're Velcroed to the bed. I mean, that's one of the best ways I can describe it, is trying to fight your way off of bed that you're Velcroed to, is how it feels. And I am fighting very hard, but right now I'm fighting smart. And that means using the bee venom therapy, letting the bee venom therapy do what it needs to. If I need to remain bedridden for the next several months because the muscles are still not quite working right, then I will. I know that one of my things that I can look forward to, like one of my big problems with getting out of the bed right now, besides the muscle issues, is swelling in my knees, particularly my right knee. It looks worse than my left knee, but my right knee is the one that cannot hold any weight. I cannot bear any weight onto my right knee at all. The last few times when my husband has helped me out of bed and moved to the standalone toilet, I have to twist and turn to get position, and I almost collapse every time I have to put any kind of weight whatsoever on my right knee. This is a big problem because it's Lyme disease. The Lyme is in there just creating inflammation and fluid and wreaking havoc on my knee. So trying to deal with that. Anyways, so I am fighting the Lyme smart, and I know, hang out, my husband doesn't know I'm doing a video. Anyways, so right now I am fighting the Lyme smart. I know how the Lyme reacts to my body at this point. If I push it, then I regret it. So it's not a case of I don't want to rehabilitate or get out of this bed or I'm just being lazy or anything like that. And which it's not the impression that I've gotten from people. I want to make that really clear. And I appreciate how loving and how supportive everybody has been. But I think it's important to make it clear that it's not because I'm not trying. It's because I know that by pushing it is going to exacerbate my already problematic body parts. One of the last times that I pushed it to try to get out of bed to move over to the potty seat on my own, actually it was the last time, really set off where I am now, which is not able to get out of bed at all. So doing things that really is pushing too far, or not using good judgment is a big problem for me, because if I don't use good judgment or if I do push too far, that it will cause other physical problems. One thing I can do right now is I can flip over on my bed and get comfortable. Where if I'm having a lot of trouble with my knees, which I have been lately, but it hasn't been so bad that I couldn't help myself, is I can't flip over then, and I can't do anything. I seem to be having a lot of interruptions. Where was I? Anyways, I will be out of this bed as soon as humanly possible for myself. I hate being stuck in the bed. I am now leaning into allowing God to teach me what he needs to teach me during this time in the bed. But that doesn't mean I enjoy being stuck in the bed. I have things I want to do, and I want to do them now. Big on my list of things to do is I want to take the kids to a zoo. I want to take them to the science center. And I want, I want to get down on the floor with them. I'd like to take a bath. All of these things are things I really, really want to do. I'd like to ride a horse. I don't know, anybody who was on my Facebook page that is friends with me may have seen that post a while back. My weight is down low enough that I can actually get on a horse and it not be a problem. So I'd like to ride a horse. I have lots and lots of stuff that I want to do and lots of things to look forward to. I will get out of this bed, but I need to fight this fight smartly. And part of that is allowing the bee venom, and I'm nodding at my little bee house over here, is allowing the bee venom to do what it needs to do first. Once the bee venom does more, right now, as you can tell from between now and my earlier videos prior to bee venom, my brain is working a lot better. And as of today, I've realized that the food that I was eating was probably the contributing factor to my arms hurting again with the skin and the muscle issues. And because this morning I woke up still a little bit in pain, but not like I had been. And so I need to focus more on making sure that people that are making me food are making me food that's healthy for me. I had started depending on convenience foods because it felt like such a burden on everybody. But by doing that, then it turned into causing me literally more physical pain. So that's not a good situation for anybody. If I'm in physical pain, then I'm more weepy and obviously in pain and just not happy. And people in my household do better when I'm happier. So part of that's because I'm the mom, and part of that's because I'm the one that's sick in the household, and everybody's worried about me. So making sure that the food that's being given to me is healthy food that is going to nourish my body rather than just fill my stomach. So The Lyme disease just is a peculiar disease. It does very peculiar, not very well explainable things to your body. And I'm hoping that this video will be kind of helpful to explaining what it does. I mean, the ailments that I am dealing with right now are obviously the muscle weakness, so I can't push myself up using my arms, and can't walk because my legs are basically jello. My knees are inflamed, are probably, I found out that another Lyme friend of mine, that she had the same weird bump on the left side of her leg, and it turned out that there was fluid in her knees. So I'm guessing that that is what has been happening with my left knee, is there's fluid built up, which is causing pain. It makes it so that I can't quite bend my knees as much as I'd like to. My arms, I can't extend them past here. Like, I can't lay my arms down at all. Like, this is as far as it goes. And this hurts, stretching it out this far. And that is because of something going on in my elbows. It's preventing me from being able to stretch my arm out of the way. Frequently, my arm will stop right about here, and I can force it to about here, and it'll snap, which I'm guessing is some sort of tendon, and both elbows. My hands, this is as far as I can close my hands. I've done this before. This is as far as I can close my hands. Yesterday, this was as far as I could close my hand. So my hands are stiff and don't like to close. I don't have much of a grip. I can grip with these fingers, but if I do that, then it hurts. So I can barely hang on to a book to read it. But it's important enough to me to read, and I figure it's good for my hands to go ahead and strive to do that. I can't pick up anything that weighs more than a pound. My baby, the 1-year-old, is stronger than I am, like literally stronger. She gets a hold of something, I can't get it away from her because she's got such a strong grip and much more muscle mass, or not muscle mass, muscle strength than I do. So I have to have other people help me get stuff from her because I can't do anything about it. I can't. When the blanket is bunched up next to me, I can't even shove it out of the way. Sometime last night, when I was having a bad day, because I had woken up in pain and had a painful day all day, I was trying to readjust my pillow. The pillow ended up landing on my head, and I just started crying. I can't adjust my pillow. So what I am dealing with is serious, and is not a case of me not wanting to be able to do things. It's because I can't right now, and that doesn't mean it won't change. I'm really looking forward to it changing, but the more I fight my body, the more problems it causes me. So I know. So those little Chinese, what are they called? Chinese prison, where you stick your fingers in, and the harder you pull, the more it sticks. And the more you look like you're going to tear the Chinese prison thing, well, that's basically what my body is. My body is a Chinese prison right now. And the less resistance I give it, and the smarter I think about it, the better it is for my body. And so I am hopeful that this kind of explains a little bit better about what I'm dealing with. It's not just chronic pain. It's chronic pain and a body that doesn't work the way that it's supposed to work. So I will be making changes as soon as I can. And I am basically battle ramming my way through the bee venom therapy. There are people that it takes 6-8 months to get up to 10 stings, sometimes even over a year, to get themselves to the 10 sting mark. That's your goal when you first start bee venom therapy, is to get to 10 stings at each setting. And I am at 7 at this point, and I have been doing this for less than 2 months. So as I said in my video from last night, over my dead body will this Lyme keep me in bed and keep me from living life any longer than is necessary. My goal is that 10 stings mark. And then I know that once I'm at that 10 stings mark, once I have done the 10 stings for 3 months, I have other resources at my fingertips, including being able to sting my knees to get them working better. So the less I give problems to my body right now, the bigger gain later. If I get to 10 stings, if I cause my body more problems now, I'm less likely to get up to those 10 stings quickly. Once I am at those 10 stings, then I can start stinging the problematic body parts. My elbows, my knees, my jaws, which often give me trouble. I'm able to open my mouth more right now than I was yesterday. Yesterday, I wasn't able to open it for more than that. And this, still, is not where I should be able to. And I hear crackling and stuff in my jaws when I do that. So, but the 10 stings, at 3 months doing 10 stings, will allow me to be able to start stinging the major problematic areas, which will heal those areas faster. And then on top of that, there's other things at my fingertips, like using other beehive products, like propolis, royal jelly, and a certain kind of honey that will, I think it's pronounced manuka honey, which is all super beneficial to my body. But the recommendation is to wait until I've been at 10 stings for 3 months before I start doing those. So right now, fine, I'll take it easy. I'll let my body heal the best way that it can while it's doing the working up to the 10 stings. And I will enjoy this time with God since I've got it. So a little bit longer of a video than I had really anticipated, but and thank you to the people that have been trying to give recommendations or think that I just need, one thing or another thing. I know that it comes from a very good heart, and I appreciate you even taking the time to give me some suggestions. But I am an extremely proactive person. I really, really look into my options. And not only that, but I listen for the prodding of Yah. So with all of that combined, I really feel like I'm on the best track that I can possibly be on right now. But I just need to be patient with letting the time proceed so that the bee venom can do what it needs to do. Anyways, that's about it. Have a wonderful, wonderful day and wonderful Shabbat. It's Shabbat tonight, and I know we will. We're going to be blowing our shofar, and we've got our mezuzah that we're going to be hooking up to our door frame finally, and going to start. I've been doing some blessings and prayers multiple times a day for the last 2 weeks, which has been amazing for our family. And so we're going to start talking with the kids about how to do that and start having some time with the kids about different ways of praying, as well as doing family time together, and just really looking forward to Shabbat. So whatever your weekend looks like, I hope it's blessed to you, and have a good day.